Yo, I'm just giving out sounds. Everyone knows. A special someone. Baby. I know you get a little loving of a girl. Know how to let me. I know the time for no kissing and chow. Even how to kiss me. I do my take a little advice down. I don't know why. Baby girl, baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. I love you, baby. I love you, love you, love you. She flirt with her boyfriend, will drink him up fun and bling, so she go bed with him. So it started spreading jealousy when it's the thing she's lagging. For life she begging. When she gets her to the mom, she heading. Said she broke out at the age of 7, strip dancing before she reached 11. One man can't satisfy her. She needs more wood for the fire. Sex price getting higher. More money she require. Oh, score and she retire. So from the prostitution, what she won't retire. Flames and fire. Sun is cool. Burn the flesh and around the fire. So she want the money to take her to the moon. Then another set to buy a bird and movie. So she not care about cuts and bruises. That's just the way she's choosing. So she needs someone to bring her out of summer, winter, spring, yeah. Carnival, slash and sing, yeah. New hairstyle, nails and bling, yeah. She's doing business, just bring cash. One man can satisfy her. She needs more wood for the fire. The sex price getting higher. Some more money she require. Oh, scoring like. Hey, Mariah. So from the prostitution, what you won't desire. Flames and fire. Since you left me with a broken heart, I'll just sing in the time. Ah, hey Sha. Long time, girlie. How are you? Sorry, my energy is so low right now. I'm so tired. But I did say earlier I would come on live later, but I know I'm having an early night tonight, so I thought let me just come on now because my eyes are literally like. How are you anyway? Oh, that's so good to hear. I'm really good, you know. Tired right now, currently. Hey guys who joined, shattered, which is why I've come on live a bit earlier than I said because I'm literally like I could sleep right now. But I'm good. Everything's going well, girl. How are you and the little one? Oh, thanks for liking the live. He's nearly 5. I am. That is crazy. That's actually crazy. I remember seeing on Facebook when you like was pregnant. I even think so. That's crazy. Oh, I'm glad to hear that he's good though.
That is crazy though. Time is just going so fast. I can't. It's actually going so fast. Hi guys who have joined. I did say I was coming on live a little bit later, but I'm so tired. I'm having an early night tonight. So I said, let me come on now and be on here for I'll stay on here for about an hour. Um, and then yeah, I'm coming off. No, if you're old, I'm old because we're the same age. My sister is turning 12 in 2 months. So yeah, crazy times, like crazy times. Hi guys, hi everyone who's joined. Um, yeah, I've come on live a little bit earlier because I'm so tired. Like I'm actually so tired. And I said I was coming live later and answer you guys' questions, but I'm literally having an early night tonight. I'm shattered. So I thought let me come on earlier. I'll stay on for about an hour, answer you guys' questions, and then I gotta go. Because my eyes are literally like so heavy. Like even keeping them awake, it's not the eyelashes, I promise. It's just the tiredness. I've been up since like 8 o'clock this morning. Doesn't help that I'm in bed right now, but I needed to lie down, honestly. Needed to lie down. Hey guys, if you have any questions about CICs or anything like that, then who's just messaged me? Yeah, ask away because I'm here. I'm gonna stay on for about an hour and then I gotta go because I'm so tired, guys. Look at my eyes, and I promise you it's not my eyelashes. I'm just so tired. And being in bed is not helping, but you know, it's the vibe right now. Oh, hey, Lavelle. Oh, I think I saw your ticket actually. Big up you for buying a ticket. Let me turn the music down now. Big up you for buying a ticket and investing in yourself, honestly. Okay, cool. So the workshop, both of them. So I've got two. I've got one in Oakham Road, one in Woolwich. They're both exactly the same, and we're going to be discussing what CICs are, how you could turn your whatever passions or like skills that you've got, how you can turn that into a profitable CIC. We're going to talk about funding. We're going to look at some case studies. We're going to go through starting like actually doing your application. So not necessarily in the application format, just because when you do that, you actually have to do it on Company's House. But I'm gonna give you guys a workbook that we're gonna work through. Like I said, I've got ADHD, so I'm a very interactive person. This is why I choose to do in person trainings over online trainings because I just feel like in person, you guys can feel my energy, I can feel you guys' energy, and it's number one more authentic. Number two is less boring because I feel like when you're online, it's just a bit boring. So yeah, I like to make things very interactive. So yeah, like I said, workbook. Um, what sort of training? Training on how to turn your impacts into income. So it's about CICs, community interest companies. So this picture behind me, right, is me. I got 20k funding from National Lottery, and now I help other people set up their businesses and do the same. But it's a special kind of business. So anyway, sorry, back to Lavelle. So yeah, we'll be looking at what CICs are, answering your questions and stuff about your skills and whatever you like, what kind of business you want to set up. And yeah, then we'll be actually going through a step by step sort of vibe where we'll actually start to write your mission statement, your vision statement, and we'll start to work out exactly how you can structure your business and think about things like who you can work with, what kind of funding you can get, and all of that. And so you have it in one work pack so that when you are ready to set up your CIC, everything is kind of there for you. You have it all. And all you need to do is actually fill out the form. And then when you actually go to start your funding, you will have everything there. So basically, when I started my CIC, I kind of did it blindly in the sense of I had an idea, I knew kind of what I wanted to do, but I didn't understand too much about CICs and the funding and all that kind of stuff before I did it. I kind of did a little bit of research and then started my CIC. So the first time you can get rejected as well from your CICs. So the first time I put my application in, I got rejected. They told me I was way too vague. I didn't put enough detail, all this kind of stuff, right? So didn't realize it was going to be that sort of party basically. So I did it again, had to re-look at my business plan and literally go through it again and redo it. Then I submitted my CIC again with a structured plan. Like I knew exactly what I wanted to do, what kind of services I wanted to run, who I wanted to help, all that kind of stuff. Um, got accepted straight away, and my first fund that I got was National Lottery. But that's because the first time I did it, I wasn't necessarily ready. I just kind of had the idea. But when I sat with myself and structured everything that I needed to do, everything from that point became so much easier. So that's why I've done this workshop, because I could have just done a workshop for 2 hours where I tell you guys all about CICs and that's it. You find out about CICs and you leave. Yeah, I don't think, maybe it's because I do have ADHD, I don't know, but I don't think that's the best way to do things. I feel like if you're going to go to workshops and trainings or anything like that, there has to be an interactive part where you are actually doing some sort of work so that you take away, what you've learned, number one, and number two, you keep the momentum going, because there's been a lot of trainings I've been to where I've literally just listened to everything. Oh yeah, that was great, left and done nothing about it. So the workshops that have always done well for me, and the trainings have always been when I've had to write something, I've had to be in groups and all that kind of stuff. How long does the process normally take? Do you mean the process to set up a CIC, or do you mean funding? Because they're two different processes, two different times. So to set up a CIC, the application takes about 2 hours to complete. Can be done quicker if you have all your ducks in a row and you kind of know what your business is and what you're going to do. And then for funding, oh, sorry. So once you've submitted your CIC, it takes 3 to 5 days for them to get back to you to say if you have been accepted or you've been rejected. So, like I said, my first time I got rejected, second time I got accepted, and yeah, took 3 to 5 days. What was the second question? What's the CIC? Hey, hello, K girl. Hey, girl. So a CIC is a community interest company. So basically, you have an LTD, which is a limited company, like a normal business will be an LTD. You have a charity, which is over here, which a charity has loads of different benefits, but also it has quite a lot of cons as well. And we do go briefly into that in the workshop about hair in my face, about the pros and cons of a charity and why I chose to have a CIC over a charity. And then CIC sits right in the middle, right? So it's where you can get funding, but you don't get tax relief. So charities get a lot of tax relief. Who's just invited this? Sorry guys, someone just invited me to join whatever their live. Yeah, so a charity is where you get tax relief. So you can get tax relief for being a charity. So I've said that so many times. Sorry. And then a CIC, you don't necessarily get tax relief, but you have the same access to funding, and you can have a CIC in any sort of business that you do. So as much as I'm a business coach and a personal development coach and a life coach, that is also what I do. My first kind of trades that I used to do was beauty. So I'm a beautician, I'm a lash tech, I'm a nail tech, I'm a makeup artist, hairstylist. I've had a business doing it all, right? Stopped it because it was boring. After a while, it got really, really boring for me. And I was just like, I can't be doing this every single day. Like, so boring. But I'm currently doing my educator in training qualification so that I can then teach ex-offenders and people that are on probation girls, how to do hair extensions, eyelashes, nails, right? So under my CIC, I'll pay myself as the trainer, and then I will teach them how to do that under my CIC. So yeah, there's so many things you can do. I always say to people, if you've got a skill, or like if you've got a skill from a job or just a skill in general, like you're an artist, you're a dancer, whatever it is, right? If you've got a skill, tell me your skill and I'll be able to tell you how you can turn it into a community interest company. Because literally anything, and that's where my brain, that's why I love having ADHD sometimes and dyslexia, because my brain is just so creative. Like I have so many ideas, that that's why I became a business coach, because I'm like, listen, I can't do everything that I have an idea for. So let me help other people build their stuff and give them some of my knowledge. Because seriously, if I could, I would set every single business that I have in my life up. So yeah. That's so good. I'm in the beauty industry, makeup, skincare, facials. Girl, you could set up your own CIC. You could do workshops. You could do, right. So, for example, right, here you go. My brain's ticking over. So, you're in the beauty industry, makeup, skincare. Think about kids, black young girls, yeah, that are in the care system or the foster system who don't have access to things like this, right? They don't know that much about makeup, hair, skincare, whatever, right? You could go into care homes, schools, PRUs, which is like pupil referral units. There you go. You worked in children's homes. See what I mean? Go get some funding, and then you could go and teach them how to do their makeup. Yeah, that would be so fun. If I was proper tapping back into the makeup world, right? That is what I would do. And this is what I mean by I have so many ideas, I just can't do it all. So when I finish my teacher training, my yeah, what is teacher training? Teacher, educator, training. I'm psychic too. No, listen, because I'm very spiritual, so don't, because I'll get into my spiritual stuff, right? But if I was proper gonna dive back into the beauty industry, with my CIC, I would 100%, right, go into care homes and children's homes and do makeups, go into female prisons and teach them. Do you know what I mean? And so they get a qualification. There's so much you can do, babe. Like, you don't even have to do it for children's homes. That's just one of my things that I thought. You could just do it in the community. Just run a masterclass in the community for free, because either way you're getting paid. You're getting paid to do it. So you can run these things for free. Youth clubs is another one. My issue is pricing. I want to do well-being for the homeless. Okay, so when you say your issue is pricing, oh sorry, I just knocked myself out. When you say your issue is pricing, what do you mean by your issue is pricing? You don't know how to price your product or your service? Yeah, expand on that, babe, so I can help you. And no, you just need to. It's the same workshop, babe. It's the same exact workshop. I'm just doing it in two different locations. So the one in Old Kent Road, there's one in Old Kent Road which is on that bank holiday, Monday, May bank holiday, and then for people who are closer to Woolwich, Greenwich, there's one there. How to price services for workshops? Oh, right, okay. So, depends. If you've got funding and you're getting paid to run the workshop regardless, you can do the first few for free, right? This is what I would do. Do the first few of them for free. Go to consult businesses and organizations. Wait, what is your workshops on, first of all? But anyway, do a couple of them for free if you're getting paid. This is if you've got funding, right? Do a couple of them for free, and then get your pictures, your content, your feedback, your results, everything, and then you can start offering it for a price. And with price, right, I had this same sort of da, 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 da. Oh, you're from Leeds. Big up Leeds. So half my family is actually from Huddersfield. I can do a very good Huddersfield accent, but I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm so tired. Yeah. um, Taking care of hair for the homeless and people coming out with depression. Oh, I love that. I actually love that. First of all, um, sorry, I'm dyslexic, so if I read this wrong, I am so sorry. Right? Shikaya, Chikaya. I'm so sorry I've said that wrong, right? But if you can get down, um, for the Monday one, come down for the Monday one because that's actually bank holiday, and I'm sure that's bank holiday in the whole of England. So if you can come down for that day, try and come down for that day. I am gonna run a online one at some point because I've had loads of people in my DMs. Like I had a girl from Manchester. I said it right. Well done. I've got a hard name too, right? So I get it with the hard names, but I'm glad I said it right because I get really like so sorry like when I say people saying wrong. But yeah, I've had a couple of people who've said that they can't make it or for this reason, that other reason, right? They're out of borough, they're this or that. So I am gonna run an online one, but like I said, I just online just doesn't cut it for me. But I will do it if people need it. Sorry, just reading this. Okay, so taking care of the homeless and people coming out of depression. Crowned by Sheba. I love that idea, right? I used to work with homeless people and I probably love that idea. Cool. First thing I would say is wait, have you got a CIC? Have you got a CIC and have you got funding? Before I even give you some advice, I need to know them two things. And then I can give you some proper advice. With the price and stuff, I was saying before, I was getting before when I first started my CIC, I was a bit like about pricing. It's always quite, what's the word, scary. Um, my Okay, that's fine. My day after that is the 6th of June. But if I'm being honest, yeah, I think I'm gonna run a couple more of these workshops in person as well. I'll probably do one in July and I'll probably do one in August as well. So yeah, if those dates don't work for you because they're quite close together, then I will be doing some other ones in, like I said, July and June. Not done anything structurally. Want to do workshops and pitch to people. Okay, so you haven't set up your CIC structurally, but you want to run some workshops and pitch to people. So are you happy to run a workshop for free? Because if you haven't set up anything structurally, sorry, pardon me, if you haven't set anything up structurally, the first thing I would do just to get your rep up, your content, like I said, your feedback, um, so that you can go to other organizations and charge, is offer a workshop for free. Offer it in the community, or go to a business and just say, listen, this is what I this is what I'm offering, this is the kind of work I want to do. So the homeless charity that I used to work for is CGL. Um, there's a couple other ones. What's the orange one? There's the orange one. Hold on. I used to work so closely with them. St. Mungo's. St. Mungo's is a homeless thing, and they have homeless shelters as well. So you could go to St. Mungo's or go to CGL or any other charity. Forward Trust is another one that works with homeless people, and just say, listen, we're offering a free workshop. We want to come in and talk to your service users about their hair and their well-being. And then yeah, start there, get your feedback, get your thing. You can say, oh yeah, we've worked with Forward Trust or we worked with St. Giles or whatever, right? Get your feedback, get everything, collate it, make a document, and then you can go and give it out. Pricing is always going to be a hard thing, but you have to get over all your limiting beliefs about pricing, right? If you feel like your service is worth it, you won't be worried about price, if you know what I mean, right? Which is why I say offer one for free first and get your feedback, because that feedback is gonna be it's gonna tell your brain, yeah, that, oh my gosh, I can do this. Yeah, and it's great. Oh, thank you for the likes and the, is it a gift you're getting? A badge, thank you. Yeah, so that first workshop is going to be the aha moment for you to say, yeah, I can do this. I can run a workshop. I can hold a room. I can engage the people. I can do this. Yeah. After that, that confidence is going to go from here to here, and you're not going to feel any way about charging what you feel like you're worth for the workshop. I promise you. Like, when I did my first workshop, I actually got asked to do a workshop, right? I have had my businesses, should I say, for 3 years. And my first workshop, listen, Crown by Sheba, I'm going to run a workshop on confidence, right? Because it's a serious, serious thing. But I feel like if people don't push themselves out of their comfort zone, that confidence will never ever come. And I'm telling you that from experience, right? I was so shy. Public speaking was not my thing. Very rarely used to come on live on TikTok and do this, right? Because I was shy, right? And when people meet me, they're like, "You're shy," and I'm like, "Listen, you don't understand the internal pain that I go through when I have to do any sort of public speaking or anything like that, right? I am so shy, but people just never know it because of my personality, right? Which is a positive and a negative. But regardless, the first time I ever ran a workshop, someone asked me, so I was having a conversation with someone, and they'd be like, "No, I really love your energy. Like, I really love your energy. I really want you to come do a workshop, right?" And I was like, "Oh my God, like me? Out of everyone, you want me to come to your workshop?" But something in my brain, because I'm always on this, yeah, push yourself out your comfort zone. It's one of my biggest mottos in life, because you don't get anywhere by staying in your comfort zone. Oh my God, my AirPods keep dying when I'm on live. This is it. Sorry, my AirPods keep dying when I'm live. So if you can hear me, just let me know. Because I feel like it will inspire you guys a little bit. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Oh, I've just written myself. Thanks so much. I will get to blend in, especially with confidence. Yeah, confidence is going to be your biggest thing. Right, so, with confidence, much clearer. Really? Much clearer? Okay, perfect. I'll keep the AirPods out then. So, Yeah, I got asked to do a workshop, and I was like, me, out of everyone, you want me to do a workshop? But she was like, listen, I love your energy, I love your this, I love your that, right? And like, my biggest motto in life is push yourself out your comfort zone, because you literally can open new doors for your life if you push yourself out your comfort zone, right? And I've done it multiple times, so I've got the proof. So I said, without even thinking, I said yes, right? I got home, I said, oh my gosh, what the hell did I just sign up for? Like, what did I actually just sign up for, right? So then I literally, the day came, I pushed it to the back of my head. I didn't really think about it until the day came, the day before maybe, right? And I was like, oh my God, I actually have to do this now. I actually have to stand up in front of all these people, right? And do this. But I didn't want to put myself off, so I just left it. Got to the day, turned up, everything was good to go. I had my worksheets, I had my workbooks, I had my PowerPoints, I had everything to go, right? And I just saw the people coming in. I actually specifically told her not to tell me how many people are attending, because I knew if I heard a number that sounds scary in my mind, which was probably something over 5, yeah, I was going to be like, I don't think I can do this. Anyway, on the day, I just kept seeing the people come through the door, I said, oh my days, all these people are coming here to see me and to watch me. I'm going to have all these eyes on me. I was like, oh my God. Honestly, I got up on that stage, and as soon as that mic hit my hand, all of that fell. All of it just melted away. And I went straight into business mode. And that workshop was sick, yeah? And the feedback that I got from that workshop, in-person feedback, people coming up to me after, talking to me about the workshop. People wanting to book services with me after that workshop. And then the written feedback that I got from that workshop, I said, oh my days. Like, imagine if I never did that workshop. And I think there's a video on my page of that, right? I said, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe it. I can't believe I actually did that. Yeah. Oh, Jessica, thank you. Thank you so much. That I get shy. But do you know what it is, right? I just love talking. Do you know what? That's literally what it is, right? And that's why I'm a coach. I love talking. I love helping people. That's my speciality. But public speaking was never my thing. And let me tell you guys why public speaking was never my thing, right? As you can tell, I talk with a bit of slang. I have dyslexia and I have ADHD, right? So all these things are in my head back in the day, not now, but were all negatives. And I was thinking, I have to stand up in front of these people and I have to be really professional and all that kind of stuff. And when I was in my professional bag, I didn't really get much. I didn't get much, right? And one day I just said to myself, stop faking it. Stop trying to be someone that you're not. Speak like yourself, come like yourself, act like yourself, do you, yeah? And when I did that, I'm telling you, my business changed for the better. People started booking me. People started engaging with my content more, because I'm just being me. And being me is more relatable to people than me trying to come online and be all like high end and high tech and, oh, I speak like this. Like, no, that's not how I am. And that's just, that it is just what it is. So as soon as I started showing up as myself, everything in business started to go smoothly. Literally. In the middle of planning a research day, as I wanted to start beauty parties for kids and teens. Amazing. But instead of starting to do a research day as well, I don't know what your research day entails, but it sounds good. But equally, babe, use the free resources that you've got. Go on Facebook, go into Facebook groups. Literally, go into Facebook groups and start speaking to people. Go into kids' school Facebook groups, kids' Facebook groups. Because a lot of like parents, if parents is who you want to hear, a lot of them are going to be on Facebook. So that's a tip for you. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Okay, Mahir. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that microphone. Mahir, sorry if I said your name wrong, darling. Oh, thank you. Stop, because this makes me so shy. This makes me so shy. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. How long did it take me to get the funding? Okay, so that is the funding thing is a serious thing. So I put my funding in for the National Lottery on February the 4th, 2024, right? Because that was the day before my birthday. And I remember I was in Cyprus, I was in my hotel room, And I got the email saying, listen, you've got one day to submit your thing. Otherwise, we are locking off your application, because if you don't submit it straight away, and you just keep it in the archives of the grant thing, if you don't log in or whatever, and you don't submit it within, I think it's 3 months they give you, then they terminate that thing and you have to start again, right? And me, ADHD, procrastination, big thing, right? So I waited until the last day. So my birthday is February the 5th, which is why I remember exactly when I did it, because I did it the day before. So I got the email. Yeah, we're going to lock off your thing if you don't submit your thing basically tomorrow. So I said, oh my gosh, but the application was done, you know. It was just my fear of, oh my God, I'm not going to get this. Like, it's not good enough. It's not this, it's not that was holding me back. But my application was done a long time ago. Pardon me, sorry guys. So yeah, submitted it February the 4th. Didn't hear back from them for about 2 months. Then randomly one day, I got an email saying congratulations. And when I'm telling you guys, it was so funny. I remember the day so vividly, right? I got the email saying congratulations, you got the funding. I looked at my phone, literally probably with this face, like, what? I threw my phone across the floor. Bearing in mind, I've got like wood flooring. It's not wood flooring though. What's it called? Vinyl, yeah? I threw my phone across the floor. I said, impossible. I said, impossible. No way. Right? No way have I just got funded on my first time. I picked up the thing. I didn't even read the email. I just said congratulations. I just saw congratulations. And I was like, no way. So it could have been like, congratulations. You got to the second stage. I had no idea. It's my first fund I've ever put in. So I ran to my phone now, picked it up, read the email properly. I said, oh my God. And I started screaming, running around my house. I got funded. Yeah, it was a very fun time in my life. But yeah, that wore off very quickly, because it was like, okay, now you've got this 20k, now you got to get to work. So yeah, and now I've set myself up, and I'm actually doing what I'm doing. And this is why I with the Legacy Hub, I help people do the same, because the Legacy Hub business was never actually supposed to be to help people set up CICs, right? What this business was supposed to be was business coaching, entrepreneurship coaching, and helping ADHD entrepreneurs with their business. Because as an ADHD entrepreneur, I know how hard it is, yeah, to have a business. But honestly, the way it's gone, I still do all that stuff. But right now, I think my focus is on my workshops and my CIC stuff, because I just think it's such a good initiative, and not a lot of people know about it. Like, before I set up my CIC, oh, thank you. I'd love to have you at my workshop. Honestly, it's so much better to speak to people in person, honestly, because when you can feel their energy and they can feel your energy, trust me, proper vibes. So yeah, would love to see you all at my workshop, honestly. But what was I saying? I was saying something, I forgot now. Sorry, I do this quite a lot. I do this quite a lot. Talk, and then forget what I'm saying. Yeah, anyway, with CICs, right, that's what I was saying. I just think it's such a good initiative for people, because at the end of the day, right, you can't always, especially with what I do, I used to be a prison officer. So I've worked firsthand in the prisons, right, which is what sparked me to do my business in the first place. So I used to be a prison officer. I then was a probation officer. I then worked in the community as a drug and alcohol worker for people coming out of prison. I then worked as a transitional worker for under 25s who were coming out of prison, and I would help them transition into society. And that was, and now I work part-time, work in a PRU as a behaviour mentor. So all those jobs, apart from being a prison officer, all the other jobs that I did were what I like to call research for my business. So even the PRU that I work in now, I only work there 2 days a week, right? But it's actually research for my business, because once I've done something firsthand, I've seen it all inside out, right? Then I can help the best way. Do you know what I mean? But if you've got a skill or something, there's so many things you could do to help the community, right? I just think that anyone should be able to do it, because even if you work and you do it through, even if you work full time, let's say you work full time 5 days a week, you can still have a CIC, you can still get the 20k funding, because you can structure your funding to work for the days that you're not working. So even if you wanted to do one workshop a month, right, on a weekend, you can still get the 20k funding. You just have to work it around your life. So you can literally get these big cash injections, because they don't pay in installments. Why does my eyes look a bit droopy? I don't know why it's my lashes. Anyway, they don't pay in like installments. They give you that 20k all in one, right? Or whatever you've signed up for. They give it to you all in one. Then from there, you do what you need to do with it. Not necessarily you do what you need to do with it, because that's not the case. Like, you have to do what you said in the funded thing, but you're in charge of it. So if you want to pay yourself, like me, I'm trying to pay myself everything at the end. So right now, all the work that I've done for the last year and a bit, I haven't actually paid myself, because I just want to pay myself a big lump sum at the end. But I can pay myself monthly. I can pay myself after every session. Like, it, you pay yourself however you want. So it's really good that's why I say to people, if you have an LTD, do an LTD as well as your CIC, and your CIC will bring you in money and also help you with your corporate social responsibility. And then your LTD will bring you in money another way. Yeah. So I've got my 2 coaching businesses, but one focuses on offenders and ex-offenders, which is my social enterprise, and the other one focuses on everyone else. Hey Jenny, I'm training to become an ADHD coach and was actually thinking of ways to make it accessible. Well, boop, you're in the right life, girl. Because yes, literally, you could do that. And even as an ADHD coach, let me just give you some tea, right? You can get people to apply to work with you through Access to Work. So do you know what Access to Work is? If you don't, I'm just going to tell you, know it, right? Access to Work is government funding. Anyone can get it who has any, and you don't even need to be, you don't need to have a registered disability, meaning you don't need to be diagnosed, right? But Access to Work will help, is for people who are struggling to stay in work, and it's a grant that you can get to help you stay in work, basically. So with that, you can get coaches, you can get equipment. There's so much stuff you can get. I'm not really a pro on Access to Work, but I know that people can book my services and book other people's services through Access to Work. So yeah, once you've set up your thing, have a look into Access to Work as well. Or not, you don't even have to have a look into it, but if people want it from you, that's the way that they can actually get your services. So yeah, that's good. But love that for you. Hey, Mr. Zion. I'm not talking about a grant in specific. I was talking about Access to Work. But yeah, I got the National Lottery Community Fund, which is what I was talking about earlier. Hi PJ, how does it keep you in work though? Just wondering. What are you talking about, hon? Are you talking about Access to Work? Are you talking about coaching? Yeah, tell me what you're talking about so I can answer properly, because I don't understand. Thank you guys for liking the live. The more you like, the more it pushes it out to other people. So thank you. Oh, the Access to Work. Oh, how does it keep you in work? Okay, cool. So let me give you an example, right? I am, and it doesn't have to be work. It can be business as well, which is just another thing, right? It can be business as well. So I am an ADHD entrepreneur, right? I am struggling to run a business with my ADHD self, but equally, I find it even harder to actually have a job, right? So I've started up my business because, oh, thank you. It's my business colour, so it has to be blue, but thank you. Right, so sorry, back to Access to Work, right? So yeah, I'm struggling and I need something to help me stay in work. And I've found this ADHD coach who is going to do weekly or monthly or however they set up sessions to help me get into work, right? With us ADHD people, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Number one, we struggle with consistency. Procrastination is a big thing. But if I have a appointment to go to, which is why I like to do in-person coaching, not very rarely online coaching. If it has to be done online, it has to be done online. But I would rather like see that person in person, right? Because I need to get up and I need to be moving. So I need to have meetings in person, right? That's how I like to structure my business. So having a coach, she or he is going to help me structure my days, structure my business. There's so many things. It depends what you're struggling with, depends what your ADHD coach is going to help you with. But all of this stuff will help you stay in work, basically. Long story short. I hope you understood what I'm saying, because sometimes I can ramble and go on. So, oh, well, someone with Absolutely. Babe, you don't even need to be diagnosed. That's the thing, right? You do not even need to be diagnosed, but a diagnosis obviously will help. But you, even if you're not diagnosed, you can definitely what do you call it? You can definitely get access to it. Right. So with the funding, can you go towards paying for any equipment, but then also pay yourself, and then people also pay for your service. Precisely, babe. So basically, in the National Lottery Community Fund, there's certain things that they won't fund. So there's certain equipment, like I couldn't get laptops and stuff like that from National Lottery. But what I did do, let me actually show you guys. Hold on. Ugh. Okay, so I paid. Sorry about this stain. It's I left my straighteners on my pillow in it, on my cushion. Anyway, so this is my one of. Let's make sure it ain't got no names in it. No, this is one of my personal development coaching courses that I created. So I created this from scratch, and as you can see, it's very thick and yeah, a lot inside of it. Right. This is unlocked. This is the one for offenders and ex-offenders. Right. So this is what I got. This is what this is for. My project. So what I got funded for was for things like uniform. I got funded for marketing materials and marketing stuff like leaflets, ads, anything like that. I got funded to pay myself, which is 75% of that 20k goes to me as the lead mentor, or the person who's actually going to be doing the mentoring, or anyone else who I hire, they will get a piece of that pie. But 14k, pardon me, is for that. Actually, I think it's more than 14k. I think it's 15k. Anyway, around that. To actually make these books and print these books, I got funded. What else did I get funded for? Yeah, I think that's... Oh, and the goodie bags after. So in the goodie bag, they'll get like a mug. I've got personalised cards that I'm going to write each one of my mentees a card. Little bags, like there's so many other little things. But anything that's for the project, I got funded for. The only thing they couldn't fund is equipment, so laptops, stuff like that. So I hope that helped. And then when people pay for your services, so yeah, obviously with a CIC, it's still a normal running business. You can still make profit, but you just can't take the profit out. So with my LTD, for example, if I made 10k today, I would be able to take that money out as a dividend, right? Which means I pay a little bit less tax on it and I can get the big bulk of money. Whereas with a CIC, you can only pay yourself for the work you do. You can't pay yourself. So if I made an ebook and I made 10k from that ebook, I can't pay myself 10k from that ebook. I can only pay myself for the work that I did make an ebook. And then if let's say I go to a business fair, I can pay myself for that day because I'm working. But I can't just pay myself because I've made the money via the ebook, if that makes any sense. As someone with AUDH. Oh yeah, I've answered this one. You definitely can go. So I think if you type in access to work on Google, the link will come up and it will explain it in so much more detail because I'm not like 100% clued up on this. All I know is that certain services, my service, the other lady service, you can definitely get that via that. You're amazing, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Pretty That Money. You're very welcome. Is this for the current year? I mean, National Lottery. Mrs. Iron, what do you mean by the current year, hun? Help me out, help you. Help me, help you. Where am I based? Where am I based? I am based in South London. So my workshops, if that's what you're asking for, my workshops are, I've got one in Old Kent Road, one in Woolwich. I will be doing some other ones in different places too. Purley, which is Croydon. Yeah, there's a couple other places, so... Oh, you apply for the community fund, yeah. So what was your original question? Hold on. Is this for the current year? I still don't know what you mean by is this for the current year, hun? Literally. Help me out so I can help you. Because what is what for the current year? Hey, Kimmy. So I was talking about this earlier, right? So I think I'm going to have to. I've had a lot of people in my DM today. I haven't got back to them. So if you're in this live and I haven't got back to you, I promise you, before I go to bed tonight, I'm replying to every one of my DMs. But I've been doing admin all day, right? So sorry. But I think I will have to start doing some online stuff just simply because I've had so many people ask me about it. Obviously, because I'm dyslexic. Oh, thank you. I'm so new to this sending stuff, so I don't even know what you guys are sending me, but I appreciate it. But like the live too, please, so we can send it out to more people, right? But I appreciate you guys. So yeah, sorry, what was I saying? I was saying that I will have to do some online ones because I'm ADHD, right? I am just such a person that does in-person stuff, right? It's the energy for me, and you get the best energy when I'm in person. But I will have to start because I've had a lot of people in my DMs asking me that they're out of borough or they can't come for whatever reason. So I will just stay posted on my page, and as soon as I've got them dates, right, I'll put them out. Maybe they mean, did you get your funding this year? Oh, that might make sense. Thank you, girl. So no, I got my funding last year. So I got the actual date I got my funding was in May, right? But I'm pretty sure, yeah, I got my funding in May. The money landed in the following month. So I got this email in May, and then the money landed in my account the following month. And National Lottery, they give you like loads of little stuff as well. Like I got some National Lottery bunting. I got some National Lottery flags. I'm still yet to take a picture because they give you a big fuck off check, yeah? Sorry for my language, but it is fucking huge, yeah? A big check where you can write how much money you've got, right? And take a picture. I'm still yet to do that, but I need to do that. What else do they give you? I've got a plaque. I'm gonna come and show you guys this one day. I can't be asked to get out of bed right now and go get it, right? I have to dig up underneath a lot of other stuff, but yeah, I'll show you guys one day when I come on live because it's really, really cute. I love it. Right, so my project is one-to-one and group mentoring. So I offer mentoring for offenders and ex-offenders in one-to-one or group settings. And it's personal development and life skills that I offer. Yes, they do ask for evidence. So sometimes it will be random, but equally, I think at the end of every project, you do have to write a report and you have to evidence everything that you've bought, you spent the money on, if you've done the workshops, They will ask for evidence. Nowhere's just going to give you 20k and not ask you for like legit evidence. Like they want WhatsApp chats, they want emails, I can even get the email up right now of what they asked for. Because it's things to think about when you are doing your project. There's things that you need to take into consideration, so that you have the evidence. Right, hold on. So what are they asking for? Okay, so this is stuff that they're asking for. They'll ask you for an update, proof of expenditure for the mental cost that the project has funded. This could be a form. This could be in the form of a bank statement or a payslip. Personal information can be redacted. Links to information about the project online. Advertising materials. Photos and videos showing beneficiaries participating in project activities. Testimonies or feedback from beneficiaries. Community announcements. Advertisements in special publications. Screenshot of WhatsApp messages and project activities. Anything else you think demonstrates how your project is going. Right, so that's what they're asking for. This is all the kind of stuff. I mean, this stuff you will have anyway, because at the end of every year with your CIC, you then need to do a report to show what your business is doing and how it's helping the community, and all this stuff is going to be part of that. So you should be gathering this stuff anyway. But yeah, this is the stuff that they will answer from you. So I hope that helped. Any other questions, guys? I was so tired earlier, which is why I've decided to come on here a little bit earlier than I said I was, because I was going to come on here real late. But honestly, yeah, the eyes are drooping. Yeah, so tired. I've literally been up since like 6 this morning. So yeah, I'll be coming off this soon. But maybe I'll come off at 7. Depends on how many more questions you guys have about CICs. But if you guys don't have, hold on, how do I... Sorry, I'm just trying to... I don't really come on live, so I don't really know about all the features. You're welcome, Jenny, and you're welcome, Mr. Zion. Sorry, hon, could you go through the list? Oh, is this the list of stuff that they're going to ask for? Yeah, let me get it up again. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me just get the email up again. Okay, cool. So they're going to ask you for proof of expenditure. So that's proof of where you've spent the money. Links to information about the project online. So that would be you putting your advert into, you know, on Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. Advertising materials, so that would be your leaflets, if you've done any marketing, any ads, if you've put your leaflets or anything in other organizations. Photos and videos of the people who you're working with participating in the project, which with what I do, it's a little bit hard. Hold on, Butterfly Talks, I'm coming. Don't dissolve your business, I'm coming, right? With doing what I'm doing, which is one-to-one mentoring, it's a little bit hard to take pictures and videos because, right, because when I'm sitting there and we're talking about some deep stuff and their offence and all this kind of stuff, yeah, I don't want to just be getting out the camera and be like, cheese, say cheese. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's weird. So I don't really take pictures of that, but I might take a picture of, if they're writing something, I might just take a picture of their hand. Do you know what I mean? Just to show that, listen, we're having the sessions. Obviously, if I'm going into like probations and prisons and stuff, you can't do that. But when I'm doing it in a community, then yeah, I might just take a picture of their hand or just like their arm or just something with the workbook in shot of the camera so they can see what I'm saying. Yeah, and I'm actually doing it. Testimonies of feedback from the people who you're working with. Community announcements, so that would be you or anyone else saying about your project. Advertisements in special publications, so that would be newsletters, that would be other businesses, that kind of stuff. Screenshots of WhatsApp messages or emails about your project activities, so that would be you and your directors or you and other organisations speaking about what you're doing, and then anything else that you think will demonstrate how your business and how the project is going. So I hope that helped. If you need me to say that again, just let me know. Right, Butterfly Talks. Yeah, what is your LTD doing? Because you can have an LTD and a CIC. This is why I said don't go nowhere. Because you can have both, yeah, and they can actually both complement each other. So I have my social enterprise, which is CS Project, but then I also have the Legacy Hub, which is my LTD, and they both complement each other. So oh, you're welcome, Adekemi. You're very welcome. What a lovely name as well. Yeah, so they can both complement each other. So don't dissolve that business yet until you've told me what that business is and what your CIC wants to do, and then we can see how you can keep both alive. Because the thing is, with your CIC, not saying that it's straight away, because it's not straight away, right? But once you get some money in your business, once you get some pay, so for example, right, I've just got 20k from National Lottery. 75% of that, 15k goes to me as my pay, yeah? And I'm trying to pay myself in one lump sum right at the end of the project. So once I have done that, once I've put that paid myself that money, then I can use that to then go and invest into the Legacy Hub however I want to do it. Do you know what I mean? So okay, right. One is for women in wellbeing and one is helping them become entrepreneurs. But I do want to sell too. Okay, so you've got 2 LTDs, is this what you're saying? Or you've got a CIC and an LTD? Which one's a CIC, which one's a LTD? Like, yeah, just be a bit more specific so I can understand a little bit more. Because with both businesses, you can sell stuff. Oh, you got 2 LTDs. Okay, great. So, and it's D. Stay there. Let me finish with Butterfly Talks. I'm coming to you, yeah? So, one is, okay, so they're both LTDs, perfect. So, I wouldn't close any of them, right? What I would do is set up a CIC alongside, right? Set up a CIC alongside your LTDs. Focus on the CIC, focus on getting funding in via your CIC, yeah? Then, once you've got some funding in and you're doing some projects, then you can promote your LTDs with it. So, what kind of services? Because wellbeing for women, you're going to get funded for that. That's a very, do you know what I mean, widely funded niche. And helping them to become entrepreneurs, again, you will definitely get funding for that. It might be a little bit harder to get funding for helping people be entrepreneurs than the wellbeing stuff. But you would definitely get funded. It's all about wording, right? So what is it that you would like to sell? Oh, gift boxes. Another is a pet business planner. Okay, cool. Oh, what's going on here? Sorry, the live just made me do something. I don't know. Right. So what I'm hearing, girl, what I'm hearing is that you've got so many businesses, right? Unless you actually, like, you're like me. Do you have ADHD? You might not, but I have ADHD, right? And I have so many ideas going through my head, which is why I set up the Legacy Hub, because I said I can't do everything myself. I am going to help other people do it with their business because I can't do everything, right? So it sounds like you got too much on your head right now. You got too much to think about. You got pet business, you got entrepreneur business, you got women's business, yeah? You got too much going on. Focus on one. My thing would be start up your CIC, look into getting funding, focus on that. Once you've got your funding in, then we can look at, okay, once you've got this funding in, we set it up, everything's going well, you're getting the money in, then we can look at, okay, how can we then incorporate the other businesses? How can we look at using some of the money, and not all of it, because some of it should be yours and you should be enjoying, right? But some of the money that you get from doing the projects that you do with the wellbeing staff, how can we then incorporate that into an LTD? Yeah. And then once that one's going, then we look at the second business and the third business, because you can definitely be a multi-business owner. That's my dream in life. I want to be a multi-entrepreneur. Yeah. Have multiple businesses, but you can't work on them all at once. One business needs to be getting 100%. Yeah. And then you get like me, where one business is already working and then you can work on the other one. Like, even though both my businesses are still working and doing stuff, I'm more focused on the Legacy Hub right now, because my CIC is just kind of running on its own. Yeah, I want to get some more partnerships and stuff in, but I'm already doing the work right now. So that's just something that I'd want to do, which would be nice. Do you know what I mean? So I think let's look at starting the CIC first, getting the funding in that way, and then that will help you with other businesses. Where are you based, Butterfly Talks? Because I've got 2 workshops and I think you should come to one of them. Okay, so and it's D, right? You're very welcome. So you've just seen my recent video which brought you here. Can you do this with your LTD? So no, you can't do this with your LTD, but there's 2 options. You can set up a CIC alongside your LTD, or you can transform your LTD into a CIC. Beware though, once you've turned your LTD into a CIC, you can never turn it back into a LTD. You just have to close the business and start again. So that's another thing. Sorry guys, I'm just reading the comments because I was talking bare and I couldn't see. GP says you show signs of ADHD. Babe, you don't want to claim it, yeah, but trust me, ADHD has helped me so much in life. Yeah, it's not a negative. There is negatives to it, don't get twisted, but it's not a negative. Yeah, it just means that you're very creative and your brain works in a different way. And I can literally, because of jobs I've done and other stuff I've done, right, I can spot ADHD in other people. Not to say that I'm like a therapist or anything, because I'm not, right, but I can spot the signs. And you just need to know how to channel it, that's all. King Ches, hey King Ches, what location are you in, or is your business online? What are you talking about? Is my business online? My location is South London. If you want to know about my workshops, I've got one in Old Kent Road, which is Southwark, and one in Woolwich, which is Greenwich. But yeah, that's where they got. I've got a pop-up store soon. Oh, amazing, love that. But you're right, I would give 100% to the pet business first, as it was registered first. Or do you think wellness is easier? West London, but you guys have often. Love that you're coming to my workshop. Reasoning with Empress. Love that. Can't wait to meet you. I have too many ideas. Yeah, babe, I've been there. So listen. Yeah, listen. My CIC workshops are one is in Old Kent Road, which is May the 26th, and one is in June the 6th, Friday, which is in Woolwich. Wait, I was just gonna reply to something. God is good. God is good all the time. Love that. Thanks, my open it alongside. I promise you, open it alongside, right? Because like I was saying to Butterfly Talks, that can help you get money into your LTD. Once you've got money into your LTD, then once one's working, you can focus on the other one, right? But you got to give something your 100% first. I would always say do the CIC, because that's going to be the easiest way. If your business is not doing well, right, just as an LTD, the easiest way to get money, like big chunks of money, yeah, is to get the grant funding. My workshops are in Old Kent Road on the 26th of May, which is the bank holiday, and then Woolwich on a Friday, June the 6th. Da, 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 da. Sorry, I'm literally just catching up. Oh, amazing. Yeah, try come to any of them. And the thing is, if you can't make any of them, I'm gonna I can't even speak. What's going on? If you can't make any of them, I'm gonna be holding some more. Probably one in June, probably one in July. So yeah, but for right now, it's just those ones. You can find all the links in my link tree in my bio. They're all on Eventbrite. Hey, Butterfly Angel 101. We are talking about CICs. So yeah. How do you evidence what you're using the money for? Well, obviously. Oh wait, hold on. Before King Chairs, sorry, just quickly before I answer that, right? I just saw a comment that I needed to respond to. Hold on. I was literally about to dissolve both today. Oh, well, look at God. Because you don't need to, but that's what I was going to reply to. Yeah, what you can do with your wellness one, you can turn that into a CIC. Because it's LTD, you can turn it into a CIC, but you can't do it the other way around, right? So once it's a CIC, you can't turn it back into an LTD. All you can do is turn that CIC into a charity, which has its own, issues. Not issues, but it is kind of issues. So, yeah, you can do that. If you want to, instead of having to do that whole process again, you can turn that into a CIC if you want to. Pardon me, sorry, guys. I had fizzy drink earlier, and it's like, I don't drink fizzy drinks a lot, but I was literally so tired, and it's just like... how do you evidence what you're using the money for? Okay, cool. So, was you here, King Chairs, when I read out the list of all the things that they need proof for? Let me know, because if not, I'll read out that list again, and then I'll explain to you. But, obviously, bank statements. So, they'll see where you're spending your money, because you have to send them bank statements. When you're doing... when you're paying yourself, you have to give invoices. When you're... what else? How else can you... Pictures. Emails from organisations that you're working with or you're collaborating with. So there's loads of ways. There's no set way, but then they do have this guideline of things that you can send them to prove. Reasoning with Empress. Oh gosh, the chat just keeps running away. Hold on. Imagine you popped up on my LinkedIn and then I've been trying to find you on here. Love that. I've literally just got into LinkedIn recently, honestly. And I actually love LinkedIn. So, yeah, love LinkedIn. So I'm glad you found me on there. Did you follow me? Because I'll follow you back. I'm just getting used to it, so I'm not always checking there. Yeah, definitely going to come June 6th. What's your timing? So June 6th is 10 o'clock till 1:30. And, what am I saying? June 6th is 10 a.m. to 1:30. And the May 26th, which is the bank holiday, is 11 a.m. to 2:30. Yeah, guys, come to my workshop. Do you pay yourself a decent wage? I'm an LTD opening. Love that. I currently am a behaviour mentor in a LTD, in a PRU. Love the idea. And I've also, it's so jokes you've said that, right? Because I also got all my teacher friends that I love in my PRU. I've said to them, right, we're going to start up our own alternative provision, literally. So I've literally been coaching them recently on how we're going to do it. And we're literally just waiting for the summer holidays so that we can start planning it. So, yeah. Big up you. Love the idea. Keep it up. Do you pay yourself a decent wage? So the wage does depend on what funding you're getting, what you're doing. So with the National Lottery, the highest you can pay yourself is £150 day rate. Girl, I think I just saw you. I want to see you. Do you cover that in your workshop too? We cover that a little bit, but I'll go into that in a second. Hold on. Do you pay yourself a decent wage? I am an LTD opener, but yeah, sorry, I read that already. So, yeah, with National Lottery, 150 is the mark. That is the most you can pay yourself. Then if you're doing Arts Council, if you're the project manager, you can pay yourself like 300. I think it's 380. Let me just check that, because when I first did it, it was 350. I'm sure it's more now. I'm sure I checked the other day. Arts Union pay. I think if you're doing an artsy project, which any project can kind of be artsy, it just depends how you word it. Yeah, £387.21 a day. Wow. Yeah, and that's for lead artist project manager. So it just depends on what fund you're putting in, what you're doing, and why. Thinking of converting to a CIC, I would definitely do it, girl, if you're thinking about doing it. But just remember, if you convert to a CIC, you cannot convert back. I want a CIO. Okay, so you want a charity, reasoning with Empress. Do you cover that in your workshop too? A little bit. So I don't really focus on charities. The reason I don't focus on charities, right, is because I know a lot of people who have been kicked out of their own charity, which is why I always say, yeah, there is pros and there is cons. The only pro about having a charity, well, there's two pros to having a charity for me, right, over having a CIC, is the tax relief, but that's only if you're making stupid amount of money, right, the tax relief. Okay, maybe free. The tax relief, yeah, the pay you can pay yourself as the CEO director, because it's not really capped. You can pay yourself quite a bit of money. And number three, the status of being a charity, right? Because even though CICs do have that status, they're still very much looked at as like smaller companies, like more grassroots, even though they're not grassroots. You can be a CIC and earn whatever amount of money you can, but they're still looked at as grassroots. King Shez, I'm coming back to you, don't worry. So that would be the only thing. But when you have a CIC, you can choose someone to be the person of significant control, which means that even if you have 10 directors, you are the person that gets the overall say, right? If you're the person with significant control, you are the person that has the overall say. So 10 million people might say, oh, you want to do A, but if you want to do B, you're choosing B, right? Obviously, you don't want to make your people need to stop adding me to their lives and asking me to join. Like, I'm not here for that. What was I saying? Yeah, so people might not, you obviously want to keep your board of directors happy, and it should always be a group decision, but you have full autonomy, right? When you're a charity, it's not like that. When you're a charity, even though you're the founder, even though you started this business, even though it's your passion, yeah, if your board of directors go against you and they want you out that business, you gotta go, yeah? And there's no way in this life that I'm spending my whole time building up a business for me to get kicked out of my business, yeah? And it happens. It's happened too many times. I've spoke to too many people who said this happens. So for me, I will stay away. I will steer very far away from a charity until I am like high up and established in this game. I do want a charity one day, right? But I don't think it will be for my main business activity. I think I'll just have a charity to have a charity and do charity stuff. And certain things will go through that charity because it's tax relief and this, that, and the other. But I will keep my CICs and I'll keep my LTDs because I have control. And call me a control freak, yeah. But when it comes to my businesses, yeah, they're my fucking babies. And no one will get in the way of me and my ideas and what I want to do. Which is why I will never be a CIO. But, babe, if you don't care about that, and you just want to, like, what's the reason why you want to start a CIO over a CIC? Chat to me. Let me know. King Ches. Sorry, because there's so many chats going on. If I'm being long, I'm so sorry, but I do chat a lot. I can't remember what you originally said. Oh, how do you evidence? So, King Ches, are you still here? Let me know, and then I'll answer your question. Or people tea for ideas too, like councils. Wait, what are we talking about now? Sorry, I'm just reading the chat, guys. Give me a sec. LinkedIn is amazing. I got a lot of work through the platform. King Chairs, I do explain all of this at the workshops. Like, there's things that I'm not going to speak about on this live because I speak about it in the workshops, right? So I'm not going to give everything away on the lives because I do speak about it in the workshops. But the workshops are not just information overload because I don't do that shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have the information part and then we get to we get cracking with actually getting the work done. So we look at case studies. I actually help you like start your idea, help you plan your idea. You guys get a workbook where you get to take it away. So we do some work in the workshop, there'll be some things for you to take away and do at home. And then I have other services. If you want to book one-to-ones and stuff like that with me after the workshop, then you can. And I'll be doing way more workshops and way more different things as well. So, yeah. But I need to change my position right now because I'm getting a bit uncomfortable. Hold on, guys. Let's put you... Is this going to stand? Let's see if this is going to stand. Yeah, great. Okay, so let me now have a look at the chat. Oh, you're very welcome, Pretty Like Money. Appreciate you for being here and yeah, in engaging in the chat. I want a space where women can come in and get support for working for self. So, babe, listen, all your ideas are amazing. All of your ideas are amazing. We just need to focus on one first. That's all I'm saying. Focus on one first. Keep these ideas in the bank. Focus on one first, and then we can move on to the next. It's hard because you lose focus. You do lose focus, but when you have a goal and you have a why and your vision is stronger, yeah. Even when you're ADHD, you will never lose focus for too long. You have to get yourself. You have to listen. I have worked hard, yeah, in my life to choose discipline over motivation, and it's hard. I'm telling you, you have to force yourself. Discipline over motivation is hard. Yeah, this is why I'm a personal development coach, because I've got myself out some shit in my life, right? I am qualified and I have taken courses and whatever, but sorry, because this is all wobbling. I'm just trying to stabilize it a bit. But before I even took courses, right? Sorry, hold on. Before I even took courses in personal development and what I do, I had to get myself out of the place that I was in. Yeah, and I had to learn how to be my own coach before I could coach anyone else. I kind of just got the qualifications just to get the qualifications. Do you know what I mean? But everything, I didn't learn nothing really new in those courses. So trust me, if you can do it for yourself, then you can teach other people how to do it as well. Okay, so when you said you're paying yourself at the end, so it's a lump sum, do you mean pay yourself at the end of the year? I mean pay myself at the end of the project. So I can pay myself after every session. I can pay myself every week. I can pay myself every month. Or I can pay myself one big lump sum at the end. I can pay myself half up front, half after. I would never do that because anything can happen in life. And if you don't do the project that you've set out to do, you have to give them their money back. So I would never do that. But what I would do is pay myself either after, because there has been some sessions where I've paid myself after the session because I've had a holiday to pay for, or do you know what I mean? I've had things to do, so I'm like, okay, I've done all this work, let me just pay myself now. So there's little drips and drabs that I've paid myself as I've gone along. But why is this thing wobbling? So annoying. Thank you, whoever's just sent that. Yeah, but I'm trying to pay myself a big lump sum. Yeah, 15k of that 19,500 that, yeah, goes to me. So I've got about 12,000 left to pay myself, and I'm trying to hold on to that so I can just pay myself 12,000 in one go, pay off all my taxes that I need to pay off, yeah, and then play with everything else. So that's what I'm trying to do. You have about 100 questions, come to my workshop, or link in my bio. I've got loads of different services, drop-in sessions, all that kind of stuff that you can come to. So that if you don't want to come to the workshop, you can't make the workshop, there'll be something there for you where we can sit and have a chat. That's what I'm going to do. I'm an advocate for women in prison. Love that. Well, we need to speak then if you're working with people in prison. Can children come to the workshop? I have my boys that weekend. Oh, you know what? If it was my space, right, I would 100% say yes. 100% say yes, because I love kids, right? I don't know if kids are allowed in the spaces that I'm booking. So let me get back to you on that. Let me email a few people and find out if kids can come, and then I will get back to you. If you follow me, I can send you a DM once I find out. Your network will reflect your net worth 100%, but then also not always, because at the end of the day, sometimes you're just sleeping on yourself and you're not actually going to do the networking. It doesn't mean that you're not good at what you do, but the better you network, the more connections you will make. And even if you're not good at what you do, It's definitely about who you know. I can tell you that. Mahir, what are you saying what to, darling? I don't know. Oh, because the vote you out, maybe. Yeah, the vote you out. It's mad. It's madness. I was looking at access to a property. That's why I was looking. No, but babe, you can get properties on CIC. Don't get it twisted. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's not really that much difference between CIO and CIC. Not that much difference. For me, the fact that you can get kicked out of your own business, yeah, as a charity is something I'm not willing to play with like that. Which is why when I was doing my research and I found out about CIC, I said, yeah, this sounds a bit more up my street because I ain't getting kicked out. Right. King Ches. Sorry, right. Let me read out this oh no, my laptop's dying. How many minutes have I got left? Okay, cool. Let me just read out this Arts Council. Not Arts Council. Let me just read out this evidence thing for you. Okay, so evidence for your funding. So you're going to need proof of expenditure for all the costs. So the mentor cost and everything that you've bought. You're going to need in the form of a bank statement or a pay slip. Personal information may be redacted, which means that your personal information you could just draw a line through. Links to information about your project online. So if you've got any websites, you've put anything on Facebook, etc. Advertising materials. So anything that you've advertised, if you've made any work like leaflets, if you put any stuff in any businesses, supermarkets, stuff like that, that will be what that means. Photos and videos of you actually doing the project and the people that you're working with actually doing the project. Testimonies or feedback from the people who are doing the project. So feedback forms, written feedback. It can be online. It could be anything as long as it's feedback. Sorry, guys. I had a fizzy drink earlier, right? I never drink fizzy drinks. This is why, because it's just keeps coming out. So I really apologise. That's not ladylike at all. Community announcements. So if someone puts your stuff on LinkedIn, community announcement. Advertisements in specialist publications. So that would be you being in, like, for example, I work very closely with Southwark. So if Community Southwark put my mentoring stuff in their newsletter that they send out quite a lot, that would be that. Screenshots of WhatsApp messages about your project activities and emails. So any conversations that you're having, and then anything else that you would demonstrate how your project is going. So when I have meetings and I write out my meeting minutes, that is going towards this. So all this stuff you will need to have anyway if you're going to do your CIC. The reason being is because at the end of every single year, you have to submit a CIC 3-4. Is it 3-4-3-6? No, 3-4 form, which is basically showing a rundown of everything from January to December, what your business has done and how it's affected the community and all this kind of stuff you want to have on hand so that if the CIC commissioners come and say, we want to see some evidence, you've got it all to show them. So yeah, hope that helped. So your word will override no matter what. Yeah. So with a CIC, your word, if you're the person missing significant control, sorry, can't speak, yes, you have significant control. So you have the last say. If you're in a charity now, no, it goes to vote. And even though you started at the business and it's your passion or whatever, right, and you've picked up these people along the way, they have just as much right in that business as you do. Which means that you can get kicked out, you can get voted out, you can get outvoted. They can completely change the trajectory of your business. I've worked for a couple charities as well. I've seen it happen. So, yeah. Or people teeth for idea. Exactly. Because that happens too. But that's also why with when I'm doing like grant fundings and stuff like that, if they ever say expression of interest, this is me just giving you another gem. So if you're in this live, yeah, to you, right? If they ever ask you for an expression of interest, never, ever give your full project details. Or if you've got any kind of like uniqueness about your project, don't put it in the expression of interest. If you're putting it in the grant fund, you need to, because you need to show certain things. But if it's an expression of interest, don't put your whole project in there. Don't. What if personally I can't provide the service? You don't need to. You don't need to. So you can pay, sorry, just reading the thing. So, yeah, you don't need to be able to run the service. So you can be the project manager, and you can, as long as you've got the money to pay people or the volunteers to actually run the business, that's fine. Like, you don't need to do the work at all, which is another thing that I talk to my friends about all the time. You don't need to have the skill or whatever. You just need to have the idea. You just need to have something. Yeah. If you're going to be project manager, you're going to need to have some sort of management leadership skills. Yeah. Because you're going to have staff working under you. But for example, I am a coach. I'm a business coach. I'm a life purpose coach. I'm a life transformation coach. I'm a CBT coach. I've got a lot of titles, right? I'm not going to bore you all. But what I'm not is a therapist, yeah? Coaching, therapy, a little bit different. Same kind of, you talk about same things, but they both have a different outcome, yeah? I can coach people, but if people that I work with, I feel like they need therapy, I can't do that. So then that's when I look, okay, let me get my therapist or my counsellor friend over there, or person that I met at this event, whatever, and let me get them to come and run that for me. So then I can pay them to do what I can't do, and vice versa. So if you want to run an arts project and you ain't an artist, that's fine. As long as you've got the artist there, it's not a problem. Yeah, I'm going to pin this comment right here, because people invest in your business as nothing in life is free. Literally. Can children come? Thank you so much for being here, Butterfly Talks, honestly. And yeah, follow me and I'll let you know. My little bro. I know, I'm actually going live. What the hell? I was actually so nervous to go live before. I don't know why, because I can talk for England, but hey, bro. Hey. How long typically your project sessions does it depend? Are you talking about my CIC project, or are you talking about my sorry, what am I talking about? Are you talking about the stuff that I do with my CIC, or are you talking about the Legacy Hub sessions? I wonder if this affects your 9-to-5 income. When you say, does this affect your 9-to-5 income, what do you mean? Do you mean tax-wise, or do you mean something else? Was there a particular course you did to learn about CICs? No, babe, I didn't do any sort of course. So I'll tell you about a little bit about my journey. I'll try and make it quick, right? I did a lot of first of all, before I even knew about CIC, the only thing I knew about was LTD and charity, right? So I said, okay, I want it to be not for profit. Let me just start a charity. As I'm looking into charities, I came across CIC, which was on the government website, right? And I was like, what's that? Because that kind of giving social enterprise vibes that I need. Looked into it, looked online. I was like, this sounds all right. Then after that, obviously went straight to YouTube, was looking at YouTube, found some videos, got a little bit of knowledge from there. Then I found my business coach, got a business coach who does CICs and was with them for about a year. Started my CIC, left my business coach, and everything from that point has been trial and error. So I make mistakes, so you guys don't have to. Literally. I have a degree, but still panic. I wouldn't know all the paperwork. Babe, don't worry, I've done it all. I'm dyslexic. I've got ADHD. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm telling you. Big liberty, King Ches. Big liberty. Oh, that is so cute. Stop. Thank you, Reasoning with Empress. Stop. Is CIC not for profit? It is not for profit. But you can pay yourself for the work you do. So what I was just saying earlier is that I got funded, where is it? 19,510, and 15k of that goes to me as a pay for being the mentor. Okay, so the stuff I do in my CIC is, sorry, I live in a ghetto and something's always popping outside, so I just wanted to make sure it weren't right outside my house. Otherwise, I'd have to come and take you with me to come and have a look at what's going on out there. Anyway, the sessions with my CIC is, so they're hourly. Depends how I'm running it, though, because the things that I do, right? Where's the book, right? So this is my mentoring program with and this is the one I do with my offenders and ex-offenders, right? With this, even though sessions are supposed to be an hour, they're never ever an hour, right? I can talk bare, they can talk bare, and once they get comfortable with you, trust me, they start reeling it all off. Yeah. So I try not to limit the time unless I'm on a tight schedule. Then I'll say to them, listen, we got to be on time today because I've got someone straight after you, or I've got a meeting to go to, or whatever. But if I've got the time, I will spend longer with them, just because I fully understand that it's hard to find someone that you are comfortable talking with and you connect with. So if they have that person in me and they've never had this help before, then I try and give them as much as I can. But obviously, if I can't do it, I can't do it. So yeah, typically an hour, but it doesn't always end up like that. Listen, if there was something going on outside there, you lot would be, listen, right there with me. Because honestly, where I live, right, there's always some sort of something going on. I swear. How do I beat you for coaching? I could do an hour with you, for sure. Oh, babe, no problem. So I've got, if you go to my bio, I've got loads of different services. So you can come to in person for half an hour. We can have a call for an hour. What else have I got? I've got my workshops. And why do people keep asking me to join their live? No thanks. And what's my full service? Oh, and I help people set up their actual CIC. So I've got all them services there if you need it. And I look forward to speaking to you if you book in. Girl, we are the same person. I've got ADHD. I haven't got autism, but I'm dyslexic too. So I get it. I get all the struggles. I get it all. If I can do it, like I said, anyone can. I'm glad that you're ready, and being ready is all that you need. Yeah, because everything else, it will come. Yeah, I promise you it will come. Like, I made the decision one day and I said I'm ready, and that was it. I was off. So, yeah, as long as you're ready and you understand that this isn't a get rich quick. Oh, my laptop just died. This isn't just a get rich quick scheme. Do you know what I mean? Like, it takes a couple months to get the funding in. It takes a couple months to build everything up. But once you're there, trust me, it's such a rewarding thing. And to do what I was doing in all my jobs for the last 7 years, exactly, it's for the impact. But the thing is, the nice thing about it is you're getting paid for it too. Do you know what I mean? So all these jobs that I was doing where I was being a coach and I was doing mentoring, but it's like I couldn't, because there were so many other things in jobs that I do, I couldn't actually put my heart and soul into my coaching sessions because I had so many other hats on in my jobs. I said, I can do this myself. Like, I've got all the skills. I've been doing this for 7 years. Well, at the time, I'd been doing it for about 4 years. I can do this myself. And I'm literally doing this myself. Do you know what I mean? So it can definitely happen. You just need to dedicate the time, literally. Exactly. Empress, reasoning Empress, exactly that. Where did you get the funding from? I got funding from National Lottery Community Fund. But this week, I also have a couple other meetings with other funders that I've got through to different stages with. So there's loads of different places you can get funding in. And if I get this couple of these other funds that I've put in, then I'll come and tell you about those processes too. And I'm also going to tell you guys about the funds that I haven't got, why I haven't got them, pardon me, and yeah, because it's not all ups. Do you know what I mean? This is my first fund that I've got. This is the most amount of money that I've got. But there's been funds that I haven't got a lot of money for. Not like I haven't got a lot of money for. There's been funds that I put in that I haven't got. So it's not, do you know what I mean? I'm not just sitting here like, oh yeah, I'm perfect. No. I've done ones where I haven't got it. And that's cool. It happens. It's a numbers game. Put as many as you can in. If you put 100 in and only one of them get back to you, it don't matter because you've got it. Do you know what I mean? So it's fine. I've applied previously. They said it's strong, but want to see vision. So I'll be sorting that. See, they give you feedback, which is what I love about the funding. So it's good. But I don't know the paperwork or processes. listen, it's an ADHD thing. I hate the processes too. I absolutely hated it. When I first ever did my my CIC, like the form, right? Oh my days, guys. I wish I still had that form to show you guys, but I don't have it anymore, right? It was so vague. Like, I knew what my business set out to do, but I did not put that in my form at all. I said, when it asked me, who am I going to help? I said, young people. It's not just young people I'm helping, but I just put young people. Then it said something about what services are you going to offer? And I put stuff in the community or services in the community. Like, what is that? Do you know what I mean? But I didn't understand that you had to put DL and this, that, and other, and boom, boom, boom. So then when they came back, automatically, basically, the next day, I put it in one day, woke up the next day, email said, rejection. I said, oh. Oh, okay. But they told me why I got rejected, because what are you doing? What's your purpose? Who are you, like, what are you doing? You've just put this in. From your application, we don't know who you're trying to help. I said, oh, bet. So I redid it and went overboard with the information. Overboard. And they were like, do you know what I mean? And I was in. So it's little things like that. Sorry. I thought I just cut myself. It's little things like that that pushed me to help other people, because I'm like, listen, there's things that I've done in this business that haven't been great. There's things that I've done in this business that have been absolutely outstanding. Do you know what I mean? So, and now I'm at a place where everything's just smooth sailing. The only thing I'm working on right now is getting some new partnerships. But everything else in the business is smooth sailing. I've got all my policies in place. I've got my insurance. I've got my uniform. I've got all my branding is. Do you know what I mean? Everything, all the ducks are in the row. The next thing for me is just to keep it going and get some new partnerships. That's all. So now I'm focusing on helping other people do the same, basically. How do you go about getting funding? So it depends what kind of project you're trying to fund and, what you're trying to fund. But the first step would be to set up your CIC and have 2 unrelated directors. That's if you don't have that, there's no point in even talking about it, because that's the first step. Oh, hi, Nita. I was told each time you apply, it's a different panel that view it. Yeah, absolutely. So I know a couple of people who are grant funders. I've met them along the way of doing my business, right? And yeah, they are, no, sorry, not grant funders. They are grant applicant, what's the word? Grant applicant reviewers, yeah? And exactly that. You will never, ever, ever get the right the first. What is going on? I'm tired, guys. I'm so tired. You will never. It's driving past. You will never get the same person twice, or very rarely. A lot of these people work in different regions in the UK. They work from home. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah. This is one thing I always say when you're doing a grant funding application. When you're doing a grant funded application, you need to make sure that you are, imagine the person's blind, yeah, and they can't see. Well, we don't want to wish that on anybody, God forbid, but okay, just pretend they've got their hands covering their eyes, because I don't like to wish that on people, yeah. So they're covering their eyes, and all they're doing is listening to your project. You're speaking about it or you're writing about it, and someone's reading it out to them, and they're just visualizing it. They need to be able to visualize as much as they can in that application for them to be like, all right, I like this. This sounds all right. And what you need to put in there is your outcomes, yeah? And your unique selling points and your key performance indicators. They're going to be your 3 things, yeah? Unique selling point is not even that deep, because at the end of the day, when you're doing things for the community, someone could be doing the exact same thing as you. It doesn't matter. It's for the community. It's not the same as the LTD. But you need to explain. Yeah, that's going to be the main thing. It's going to be explaining exactly how your project is going to help, why your project is going to help, and what the participants are getting out of that project. Yeah. Amazing, and it's D. Well, I look forward to seeing you. I did just get a notification, so I think that's you. But I'm looking forward to seeing you. Do you help with applications? No, I currently don't, right? And the reason I don't, is me being completely honest. Until I've got about 5 grant fundings under my neck, I will never help anyone write their application. But what I can do is guide you, and I'm in the process of hiring someone to run that service for me, the grant application writer. So within the next, give me 2 weeks, yeah, to have an interview with this person when I've got some proper free time, yeah, and our schedules align. And I will have someone under the Legacy Hub who does write bids. So, and that is what they'll primarily do. Remember I said, yeah, that I know people who are bid writers. I know a couple bid writers and I know a couple bid reviewers. So I'm seeing how we can all interlink our services. My thing is business coaching. So project development, I can help with project development. Setting up the CIC, I got you. Even putting in funds, finding funds. And looking over your application, I can look over it, but I don't claim to be a grant funder, writer, bid writer yet. That is something I'm learning to do. I'm actually going on a course in the next, I think, but I say in the next couple of weeks, right? I need to check if it's online or is it in person. Because if it's online, I don't know if I'm going to do the one that I thought I was going to do. But I'm doing a course in the next couple of weeks to become a bid writer. But that's just because I want to kind of know how to do it. I still probably am going to, because I do so much, guys. I am 2 days a week. I'm a behaviour mentor at I say behaviour mentor, it's like behaviour mentor / coach at a PRU, which is Pupil Referral Unit. The other days I'm doing, and then I still have the Legacy Hub. So I can't do it all, but I'm going to bring other people in, which is their speciality, so that they can take over the bits that I can't do, and bid writing will be one of them. But honestly, follow me, because any new thing I put out or anything, you guys on TikTok will know first. Because I have Instagram, it is dead and it looks like a graveyard over there. Yeah, dead and gone. Dead and gone. I don't use Instagram. I hate Instagram, in fact. Only my personal one because I like memes. But other than that, Instagram's not my app. This is my app. I like talking, as you guys can tell. I said I'm going to get off here at 6:30 and it's now 7:00. And I'm still going. So, who can be your unrelated directors, and is it a must? So if you want to get funding, it's 100% a must. It can be anyone. So there's 2 types of directors you can have. You can have a co-director. So my friend, she's got a CIC. They help care experienced young people, and her co-director both work in the business. Yeah, so they both work in the business and do the business. Whereas me and my director is just my friend. She does nothing. Her name is literally on my business so that I can get funding. So that, I do everything in my business. Yes, we might have a 1-2 meeting because we have to, because I have to evidence to the CIC commissioning board that me and my director are having meetings about certain things, about pay, about grants and this, that and other, which is nothing we'll be getting into in the workshop about what kind of things you need to, be having. But she doesn't work in my business. I mean, if I asked her to, because she always tells me, if you need me for anything, and she'll always come to my events and stuff like that. But she doesn't work in my business. I don't like to call it controlling. It's not that, right? Maybe some people might call it a bit controlling. I don't think it's controlling. I just think I like things done a certain way, yeah? And I get very stressed when things are not done a certain way. And there is going to get a point where I'm going to have to, hand over the reins and let people do some of the work for me. But right now, right, I'm enjoying just running this business by myself, how I want to run it. Do you know what I mean? It works for me. But obviously, as we grow, as we get more funding, that I'm going to need people. So, I'm going to have to sort out the perfectionism and the bossiness a little bit. It's not bossy. I've never been called bossy in my life, but I think I'm a bit controlling. And I just like things done a certain way. That's what I say. You remind me of me in my house. To be fair, I think you're close to me. I was like, Imagine if you're just up the road from me. That would be joke. I swear down where I live, right? It's all day, every day. Like, I could be walking on my road at 3:00 in the morning and my road's active and there's feds or ambulances or fire people going past. I've got a police station somewhere near here, hospital. Well, the nearest hospital to me is Croydon, but still. It's just like, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on all the time in South London, honestly. Can you keep your full-time job? Z with love. Can you keep your full-time? Or do you? No. If you can, listen. I don't like working for people. Yeah. ADHD, babe. I don't like working for people. I find it very hard to be told by other people what to do. Like, extremely hard. Like, it really, someone telling me what to do does something to my Like, it literally makes me just, yeah, really hard. So I started this business so that eventually I wouldn't have to work. I was explaining earlier, right, that a lot of the jobs that I've done, I was a prison officer. I started as a prison officer at 20 years old, and every job after that has been market research for me, into starting my CIC, because I had the idea of starting my CIC when I was a prison officer, and every job after that, I've literally gone into that job to gain evidence, and research about these different sectors and about working with these different types of people. Well, they've all been like criminal justice related, but so that I knew how to structure my business, if you know what I mean. I know people who work full time and still have their CIC, because like I said, you run your business how you want to run it. If you want to do one session, one workshop a month, you do one workshop a month. You can still work full time, and that just means more money for you. Do you know what I mean? I wish, yeah, that I could have my job full time. Pardon me, I haven't worked full time in about 2 years because I physically couldn't do it. And as soon as I was getting money from my CIC, I said, I'm out, mate. Part time is for me. So yeah, if you've got the headspace where you can do full time and do your CIC, I would say do it. Especially if you're saving for something. If you're saving for a house, if you're saving for or money towards your business or whatever, right? I would definitely say do both if you can. But if you're like me, and the reason that you started this business is to get you out of your 9 to 5, then once you've got the funding, you can definitely leave. And also, let me just tell you this, you can start a CIC and also be on universal credit. And because of the way the funding works, you can still get your universal credit fully paid until the end of your project and pay yourself in one big lump sum, meaning that it doesn't affect your universal credit payments, yeah? But if you start paying yourself monthly and stuff like that, it will affect it, obviously, because you have to declare your income and all that kind of stuff, but yeah. Yeah, babe. Literally, you do that. You can do your CIC. Do you need 2 directors for a CIC? Yes and no. If just to set up your CIC, no. I set up my CIC with just me as a director, and I added my friend as a director later on down the line, when I was ready to get funding. But if you're trying to get funding, then you definitely need 2 unrelated directors, which means 2 directors that you do not share the last name. You do not share the same last name, sorry. Oh, shout out my South London crew, literally. Because you all know about the fire engines going past. Lich. Or maybe you guys are saying you don't like to be told what to do at work, because that as well, shout out you guys, because seriously, yeah? Like the other day, let me just tell you about something that happened the other day, right? And it really, like, pissed me off. So, you know when you've taken your initiative at work to go and do something, right? I took my initiative. No one needed to tell me nothing. I took my initiative and I went to go do what I needed to do. Mid going to do what I needed to do, someone told me to do what I was midway doing, right? And obviously at work, I really tried to hold in my, like, I love the people that I work with, don't get twisted. I love them and I love my team and I love everything, right? Being told to do, there's something about it that really just fucking riles me up, right? So I didn't want my ghetto-ness and my, like, you know, my Aggie to come out. So I held it down. I just smiled and was like, yeah, I'm literally about to go do that now. And just kept it moving. But inside, steam was coming out my ears. In my head, I was cussing. I was like, why the fuck do people have to keep talking to me? Like, who do you think you are having to tell? Bear in mind, this is my boss, you know. Like, he's actually in charge of me. I was so mad. Like, who are you to tell me when I was already going to do the thing anyway? Leave me alone and just let me do it. But no, I love him. Real life, I love him. I get so aggy, but I can hold it down at work proper. I can hold it down. But yeah, I don't want people telling me what to do. It really pisses me off. Like, really pisses me off. I'm also over lazy and toxic work colleagues. That as well. Oh, micromanagers don't. He's not. He really isn't even a micromanager. Like, I was just being a bit aggy, honestly, because he's lovely, man. It was just me, and I just get aggy sometimes. Like, he would never know, and I would never try. I try my hardest not to project that energy onto people because it's not them, it's me. But inside, yeah, there's a lot going on. Lazy, toxic work colleagues, yeah, all of them. And the thing is, right, all of this stuff is just motivation to make you go harder for your own business. Trust me, it's all motivation. It's how you view things. It's how you view things. Hi, Gabby. So this is about starting up your own community interest company. So I got funded 19,500. You can't even see, but the numbers right there, yeah? Basically 20k via the National Lottery to run a social enterprise, and basically I help people do the same. And I've just come on here to do a bit of to explain about what my workshops, because I'm running 2 workshops. One workshop in May the 26th in Old Kent Road, and one workshop in Woolwich on June the 6th. And I've just come on here to kind of talk to people about CICs a little bit, about workshops. But I'm trying not to go into too much detail because obviously there's so much stuff we talk about in the workshop. But yeah, I don't mind giving away a bit of free game. So I registered it on Company's House. So what you can do is you can get a PO box or a virtual business address. They're the 2 things that you can do. Or like me, for example, when I was a prison officer, because I was a prison officer, I was allowed to get my address taken off, if you know what I mean, because I was a prison officer. And that's a health and safety thing. If you've been involved in domestic violence, sexual abuse, there's a couple other ones you can apply to get your address taken off. But if you don't have that, the easiest, quickest, cheapest way is for you to get a virtual business address or a PO box and put that as your business address. Do projects still pay you, or is it the money? Do the projects still pay you, or is that money to cover it? Anon, expand a little bit on that question, because sorry, dyslexic, I'm a little bit confused. Do the projects still pay you, or is that the money to cover it? I don't understand what you mean by the projects. If you mean the money that I got from the National Lottery, no, that pays me. But if I go to another organisation and they want me to run things, I can charge them, yeah. If that's what you mean. So I'm just trying to read everything. Imagine being the way I just described and then doing a sentence. Reasoning with Empress. Listen, I've been a prison officer, so I can't even listen. Yeah. That place was the worst place to work if you don't want to be told what to do. Yeah. And I was 20 years old, and my frontal lobe hadn't even developed yet. I was erratic. Like, I remember one time, right? Remember, I said I was 20 years old when I started being a prison officer, right? In a very well-known London prison. And there was a lot of men, yeah, on that wing that were the same age as me. I'm arguing with them like me and them are on road. It would, like, now I look back at it, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I was doing that. But me and them will be arguing. Like, they'll be telling me to suck my mum, and I'll be telling them to suck their mum right back. Or they'll be telling me, I remember this one time I had a fucking row with one of the prisoners, right? Like, I completely forgot where I was. I completely forgot my job. I completely forgot all professionalism went out the window at this point, right? We're arguing, and he called me, what did he call me? He called me an ugly hoe or something like that. And I was like, well, at least I can fucking get some. Like, when I look back at that now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was like that. Like, I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it. Some of them prisoners really got under my fucking skin. And there was a lot of them prisoners, yeah, that I really looked out for proper. Like, I really cared about them a lot, right? And I really wanted to see them do well. But, yeah, there was a couple of the little feisty ones. And because we were age mates, right? And they could see that we were age mates. Yeah, me and them would just go at it like we were out on road, like cast for cast for cast for cast. Like, now I could hold myself, like no words can actually get to me now. But 20 years old as a prison officer was what a time. What a time, literally. We could have done with someone like you. Listen, The prisoners were so sad when I left. Like, so sad when I left. And I was sad for leaving them. But I said, I can't be in this toxic workplace anymore. Which is why I've set up my business to help them. Because I know I'm good at what I do. I get through to a lot of them. They can talk to me. I can talk to them, whatever. But I can't be a prison officer anymore. That place is hell. Hell. And men's prison is 10 times worse than a woman's prison. I could only imagine I would never work in a women's prison. Because everyone being on their period at the same time, we'd all be killing each other. So I couldn't do that. But men's prison, trust me, it had its things. Can you tell me a bit more? Because I wanted to open a charity. Oh, okay. So what do you want to know? You got to give me a little bit more info, babe. What do you want to know more about? Let me know. Never heard of virtual business address. Yeah, so do virtual business address, babe. You can, or PO box. Either one of them is fine. Virtual business address, I think you pay monthly or you can pay yearly. You're probably going to pay about £150. Also, if you have an accountant, ask the accountant if you can use their business address. That's another thing. So yeah. I'm struggling to open a bank account for my CIC. Who did I use? I used Metro Bank. The reason I use Metro Bank is because I already bank with Metro Bank. So I would say if you've already got a bank account, if you've got a current account set up with a bank, try and open your business bank account with them. It's going to be the easiest way, because I set up my business bank account with ease, whereas when I told my friend to use Metro Bank as well, because I thought, it's going to be the same for him, he had to jump through hoops because he didn't have a current account with them. So he had to, it was madness. And I was like, what? You have to do all that? Like, my process was so quick. Like, boom, bam, bam. You want a business account? Okay, cool. Get your director on there. Boom, bam. Sorted. Cards in my hand. No, he had to do the mad thing. So I would definitely say if you have a card or if you have a current account, just try use them, because they'll be the people. Francesca, you are so welcome. You're very welcome. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Hey, Shaw. So I wanted to help mothers or single parents with the house situation so they could get help. Okay, so sorry, I'm just going back to your original question. Can you tell me a bit more, because I wanted to open charity? Okay, cool. So my first question to you, user 7, I'm just going to call you user 7, right? Why would you want to set up a charity? Just, is there a specific reason why you wanted to set up a charity, or that was the only thing that you knew about at the time when you was doing your research? Because that's going to be a big decider, because when I set up my business, before I set up my CIC, I wanted it to be a charity too, until I found out what CIC was. Right, okay, so it's not necessarily a charity you want to set up, you just want to set up a not-for-profit organisation. Am I right? Am I along the same right lines? Because if it is, then you can set up a community interest company. Thank you, everyone, for liking the live, honestly, because you're pushing it out to more people. So I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, so if you... Z with love, I'm coming to this, because I've answered this earlier, right? I'm coming back to this. Let me just finish with user 7. So, what I was saying was, if all you want to do is set up a not-for-profit organisation, I would start off with a CIC. CICs can then be transferred into a charity if you want to, which is called a CIO. So if you want that, you can do that. But I would say the best thing I would say to do is to start up your charity. Start up your CIC, sorry. And then if you wanted to convert it into charity, you can. Which comes to Z's question, Z with love. What's the difference between a charity and a CIC? So so say we've got LTD here, we got charity here, and where my head is, that is the CIC. CIC is right in the middle. So it's a limited company, but it's not for profit. But obviously you pay yourself for the work that you do, right? Oh, babes, love you, KK. Thank you for sharing the live. So yeah, so LTD, CIC, charity. You can get funding with charity and CIC. You can't get funding with LTD. You can get funding with LTD, but not in the same way that you can get funding with CIC. And basically, to get funding with LTD, you would literally have to approach businesses yourself, and the success rate is very small. Charity and LTD, you get the funding. The reason I chose CIC over charity, and I would urge you guys to choose CIC over charity, literally is because you can get kicked out of your charity. You can get kicked out of your charity. They can vote you out. They can vote you out. They can make decisions that they can make decisions about your business. Even though you're the founder, it's your passion, it's your charity, it's not your charity. When you've got a board of directors, it's all of you have the same amount of voting rights. Whereas with a CIC, you have one person that has person with significant control. So remember earlier I was saying about my friend being a director of my business? TT, who's just shared the live, that is my friend. That is the person who is on my business, and because she's on my business, I've been able to get funding. Yeah. So, there's two types of directors, but I'm the person with significant control, meaning what I say in the business and what I say goes, basically. Long story short, yeah. I thought you have to be an LTD to pay yourself from your CIC. No, so that's different. So you don't have to. It probably is the best way. Like, I have an LTD, Legacy Hub, which is how I pay myself through my CIC. But you don't have to. You can pay yourself as a sole trader. But what I mean by you can pay yourself is LTDs, you can take profit out. Charities, you can pay yourself stupid amounts of money. CICs, you can only pay yourself for the work that you do. You can't take profit out, and you can't pay yourself stupid amount of money, but you can still pay yourself. So earlier I was going through some of the pays for the different grants. National Lottery, the highest you can pay yourself is 150. Arts Council, the highest you can pay yourself is £387.21 a day rate. Yeah. So depending on what grant fund you're going for, it's depending on how much you can pay yourself. Guys, I'm getting off here at 7:30 because I'm rambling on now. I feel like I'm so tired. But yeah, I'm enjoying talking to you guys. So I'll stay on here till 7:30, then I've got to go. But yeah, like I was saying, you can pay yourself. I've set up my own LTD. Well, I had an LTD before I had the CIC, right? But the CIC, when I pay myself through my LTD. But you can also pay yourself as a sole trader. It doesn't matter how you pay yourself. What a CIC means is that if you make profit, you can't pay yourself for the profit that you made. So if I release an ebook under my CIC, helping prisoners transition back into society, right? This is my project, but on TikTok, it is the C-Shen. I'll write it. Oh, I can't write it. Can I write it? I don't really use this, so I don't know if I can write it. Hold on. What's this? I'm going to see if I can write it. C-Shen project. No, it won't let me write it. I won't let me write it, but it's the C-Shen project CIC. Anyway, what was I talking about before? Paying yourself. Oh, yeah, so if with my C-Shen project, if I released a ebook, right? Oh, guys, you got me 10k likes. Big up you lot. Wow, love you. If I got 10k, if I made 10k versus... Ooh, I can't speak. If I made 10k worth of sales with an ebook that I made to help prisoners transition into society, I can only pay myself. So say I go and do a market store or whatever, right? I can pay myself for the market store. But just because I made 10k out of that ebook, the profit that I've made, I have to use to put back into the business. So I might help... Yes, thank you. Listen, Lee, my girl, yeah? I've just pinned it. Thank you so much for doing that, because I don't really know how to use this live thing, so I don't know how to deal with that. So, I appreciate you so much. That's my business. And then just add CIC onto the end, and that's my TikTok handle, yeah? Cool. So what I was saying was, yeah, if I made 10k from an ebook with this business, I can't take out the profit. I can only use that to put into the prisoners. So what I would do was I'd pay for them to go on certain training courses. I might pay for, if I had a prisoner come out of prison and he had no clothes, for example, I might go and take him shopping with that money. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I could use the money for. But with my LTD, if I then release the same ebook under the Legacy Hub and then I make 10k profit, I can take all that 10k profit out. Do you know what I mean? And that can be mine. That can sit in my bank account. So that is the difference. That's why it's a not-for-profit social enterprise. But yeah, I just like the fact that you can pay yourself for the work that you do. You can get the grant funding, but also you can't get kicked out of your business. That's what scared me about charity. And I was like, you know what, right? One day I will have a charity, but my charity will only deal with a small section of my business activities. I will still have my CIC and I'll still have my LTD, literally, because, yeah, I can't afford to be kicked out of my business. I will go insane. If I've done all that work to build something up and I get kicked out of my business, I will fucking lose it. I will lose it. So, no, I can't do that. Can't do that at all. Would you say open an enterprise? But I would personally... What is it that you want to do? We've got 5 minutes left to bang this out. What is it that you want to do? Tell me what it is that you want to set your... Have you told me before, actually? Hold on, let me scroll, because you might have told me before. Oh, yeah, you said you wanted to help mothers or single parents with the housing situation. Yes, I'd set up a CIC, babe. Set up a CIC. Start with that, because you can always go from a CIC to a charity if you want to. But once you're a charity, you can't then go into a CIC or anything else. If you realise that structure doesn't work for you, you're going to have to close that whole business and then open a CIC. And you won't be able to do it under the same name and it would just be a headache, yeah? I would say do your CIC, open an LTD if you want to pay yourself, or you can just do social enterprise. It don't really matter. But for me, CIC is the better model while you're starting up, because you can always change it back. But once you've changed it into a charity, you can't go back. Me and my friend want to open a community cafe. Oh, I love this idea. We want to explore CIC. Defo do CIC. If you and your friend are around on May the 26th, which is not next week, the week after, bank holiday, Monday, or June the 6th, I'm running some impact income workshops, very interactive workshops, where I'll teach you guys all about CICs and everything to do with it. And you can answer your questions there. I also do drop-in sessions and we can have a call and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, all the services are there for you, babe. Link is in the bio. But I think that's an amazing idea. Yeah, Faduma, sorry. I thought that's Fatima. Fatima, I'd love you to come. So, links in the bio for that. Right, let me just answer these last few questions because I'm jumping off there. I'm so tired. Right. Sorry, what is the difference between CIC and charity? What is it you just explained about funding? Oh, right, okay. So there's no real difference in funding. Like, you will get more funding. You have more access to funding with a charity than a CIC. It's not that you get more funding as such, but there's more funders that will fund a charity over a CIC. There's still loads of CIC funding you can get, but there's more if you're a charity. The reason I don't like charity is simply because you can get kicked out of your business. You don't have control in your business, and you what was the other thing? That was another thing. My mind's gone... guys, I'm so tired. My mind's gone blank right now. But the main two things is that you can literally get kicked out of your business. And even the business that you've built up and it was your idea and you built it from the ground up, you can get kicked out of it. So I would always start as a CIC, because you can always change a CIC into a charity. But you can't change a charity into a CIC. So a CIO is what they call charity. And a CIC is a community interest company. You're very welcome, Fatima. Honestly, you're very welcome. I'm going to try and go live a little bit more. So, yeah, give us a follow. And obviously, the workshop is where you're going to get the best of me. But I will definitely try and go live more. Time is like today, I've actually had a lot of time on my hands. Which is why I've been able to come live. But a lot of the times, my free time is literally about 10 o'clock at night before I go to bed. So, I don't want to spend my last hour of TikTok scrolling time on live, unfortunately. But yeah, I've enjoyed this live. I have. Right, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Sade. Sorry, I'm dyslexic, so if I've read your name completely wrong, I'm so sorry. But Sade, the workshops, I've got 2 of them. Links in the bio. I've got one on May the 26th, which is the bank holiday. And it starts at 11 a.m. and finishes at 2:30. And then I've got one on the 6th of June, which starts at 10 a.m. and finishes at 1:30. And that's in Woolwich. Oh, it's Sade. Beautiful name. Sorry. So sorry. But what do you call it? Yeah, so they're the 2 dates. All the links and everything is in the is in my bio, in my link thing, in my link tree. So yeah. Reading with the Empress, I'm looking so forward to seeing you and meeting you. And everyone else, have a lovely evening. And hopefully I'll be on live. I'm not going to say tomorrow because I'm not. I've got a business event to go to tomorrow. So it's not going to be tomorrow. Potentially Friday. Potentially on the weekend maybe. But I kind of just do what I want when I want. So follow me and you'll see when I'm live. It's not recorded, Sade, but I'm going to be running a couple other ones. I'm going to be doing one online. I'm going to be doing a couple more in person. I just want to get these ones out of the way because I don't want to confuse people with too many dates. So I'm just doing these 2. And then from there, there'll be more workshops, more different workshops on different things as well. So trust me, it's all coming together, girl. Anyway, love you all. Thank you all for staying. Like 18 of you stayed and listened to me ramble on, right? So I love you guys all for doing that. Thank you to everyone who's followed. Thank you to everyone who's liked. Thank you for everyone who has sent a gift or anything. I appreciate you all. And have a lovely, amazing evening. And I'll be back on live at some point. I'll see you all soon.